my website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, and welcome to our guitar solo contest. If you're on YouTube right now, click the link below this video to get to the contest page where you can see all the rules and how to enter and everything. This is not, and you can download the jam track as well. This is not about creating a really cool flashy solo with two-handed tapping. You can win by doing that. By all means, if you can do it and you think it fits the track, then put it in there. But we have 3 different levels. If you're on a beginner level when it comes to soloing, you can still enter because it's about using the tools you have to create something really cool. So we got the beginner, intermediate, and advanced level, and you can enter in any category you want. Provided that you're actually an intermediate or a beginner or an advanced, right? But in this video, I'm just going to go through the jam track and the 4 chords in there to just talk about the tools that I would use, the scales, the arpeggios that I would use over this track. And you can hear me use them so you get an impression of what that means. So let's get started. And what we're talking about here is a track in E minor. Why is it in E minor? Well, because the chords. We got the E minor first, the E minor chord. Then we got the C major 7th chord. Then we got an A minor 7th chord. And then we got the B dominant 7th. And if you take these notes, all of the notes from all of the chords, then you will get the E minor scale, the E natural minor, with just an exception of the B dominant 7th, but we're going to talk about that. The second we reach for the B dominant 7th, which is the dominant chord of the E minor. You might know what I'm talking about, you might not. But as soon as we play that 4th chord, we change the E minor scale to the E harmonic minor scale. So it goes from to E harmonic minor. Right? But even though we got the E minor scale, that would be the natural choice, right? We're in the key of E minor, and we got 4 chords, so they're all derived, all come from the same 7 notes of the E natural minor scale. Then, of course, if you want to play a cool solo, you want to use all the notes of the E minor scale, right? But that's not so. We need something else than that. We need another tool, because if I play, let me see if I can get this. Yeah, I could. If I play the notes of the E minor scale, let me pick just the F sharp. Over these 4 chords. I'm not that successful. Listen to this. Oh, sounds good there. Not so good. Not so good. And then good again. So we got a note from the E minor scale, and we got 4 chords from the E minor scale. But even so, when I play one note, it only fits 1 chord. But if I take the E blues scale or the E minor pentatonic and play that, we all know that one, right? If I use that scale, then it's much easier to play something. Right? Then suddenly, and that's the magic of the pentatonic scale, that it can do that. You can just play the same tool across all the chords. But I can still use the E minor scale, because if you take the E minor scale and lay it out, you can see that it has 7 notes. If you take the E minor pentatonic, it only has 5 notes. But it's all notes from the E minor scale. So if you mark out the first position, minor position up here, K shape, minor pentatonic, and you take the first position, E minor scale as well, and lay out on top of it, you'll see that it's only 2 notes that you add to the ones you had already from the E minor pentatonic. And if you use the 2 extra notes you have, right, a good example is on the top 2 strings, you got the pentatonic notes in the 12th and the 15th fret on both the B and the E string. You got the 9th from the E minor scale in the 14th fret. And you got the 13th fret B string that second note from the E minor scale. So if you add those, to your pentatonic licks and lines, then suddenly you can use them as spice, and then they sound really cool. Right? Then suddenly they sound really cool. So those are the first two tools. Focus on the minor pentatonic / blues scale if you want to go, right? Add that blue note, and then use all of the E minor scale as spice. Go in and out of it like back and forth, and use the notes of the minor pentatonic to rest on and to end your lines on. The next tool would be to be conscious about what arpeggios are we actually using here, because we got 4 chords, which means that we can focus on the notes of the chord. So we could actually go. We could go. I'm playing the chord notes now. Oh, sorry. But so if you can do that, because there are all those structures, those chord structures are within the E minor scale, then I can play the E minor arpeggio, just the notes from the chord. Then we got that C major coming. Just the notes from the chord. Then we got the A minor 7th. And I can play those notes. And then we got the B major coming on here. And then back to the, and on top of that B major, I could choose to play the C diminished, but that's another thing. So I would either play the B dominant 7th arpeggio, right? Just the notes of the chord, or for even more spice, I would play the C just one semitone above that, diminished, which gives me an emphasis on the flat 9th of the B there. That's another thing. We don't have so much time, so the whole theory part behind this, I don't have that much time to go into. But that's the second thing we could do. So we got the B minor scale with the pentatonic, where we rest on the pentatonic notes. Then we can start focusing on the arpeggios. We can do some tapping stuff if we want to with these arpeggios, or some cool sequences, whatever. But then I can also, every time I have that, I can go up 2 steps in the scale and use the arpeggio 2 steps up. So if I have the E minor, I can go up that E minor scale, E, F sharp, G, and then I can build an arpeggio from the G. So 2 steps up in the scale, right? And then I can, and then I can start using the arpeggio up there. So that's also a choice to spice up the thing. So over the E, I would play the what is it? The G major 7th arpeggio. Right? Over that first chord, and the second chord we got the C major 7th. I could go up and play the B. Let me see, what is that? It's a minor, the minor chord. So I could play a B minor arpeggio, just 2 steps up in the scale from the chord I'm playing. Sorry, I'm not playing the G, I'm playing the C. Sorry, the C major. Right? I'm just trying to trick you here. No, I wasn't. Just a mistake. I got the E first, and then the C major 7th. Going 2 steps up in the E minor scale actually makes me reach the E minor, so I could use the E minor arpeggio over the C major. 2 steps up in the scale, play the arpeggio there, and that gives you some cool spice, some added 9ths, and some really cool things going on here. Right? I just played the E minor triad arpeggio over the C major 7th chord. 2 steps up in the scale from the root note of the chord and play the arpeggio there. And over the first, I could play the G major. So. it gives me a more dreamy choice. It sounds like a little bit more interesting and spicy if I don't just use the arpeggio of the actual chord in the background, but go 2 steps up in the scale and play that instead. So now we have some cool basic tools here that we can use, and we can create some cool sounds with them. So let me see if I can use them all over the track here, starting with, I should say that when in the first clean part of the track, we have 4 chords. We end on the B dominant 7th, but then as the distorted guitars comes in, we don't add the B dominant 7th. So we just have the E, the C major, and the A minor 7th. Diminished. Arpeggios. E minor scale. E blue scale. Arpeggio. Right. So this, I'm just improvising here. You can come up with something really smooth if you sit down, take it easy, focus on what cool notes you want to use in what places, and come up with something really great. So I hope this was helpful to you. Of course, there are other concepts you can use and other ideas, even technical ideas that will add some cool stuff to your soloing. So just have fun, spend your time with it, and then send in your solo, upload it to YouTube or Instagram, and I hope you do so. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.